everybody, welcome back to the channel and more Blood and Plunder here as we wrap up the pirate characters finally with another interesting upgrade character, and that is, of course, Mary Reed. We previously covered Anne Bonny, and of course, if we're going to have her, we're going to, of course, cover Mary Reed as well. So another very interesting upgrade character, and as you may have guessed, if you know your history, of course, for the game here as well, going to have to be in force with Calico Jack. And really, if you're playing a large enough game, right, and having all three here really does actually make Calico Jack stand out that much more, just because the two females here, the two upgrade characters, are actually pretty phenomenal, especially for just 3 points. So, as we said, 3 points, not that much to invest in. Pirates, of course, but the kicker is, of course, they can only ever appear if you're running Calico Jack himself, so something to keep in mind. But again, Anne Bonny and Mary Reed were pretty badass, so and they bring that here in the game as well. Now, they're not going to have command points or command range, but basically each of them comes with 2 abilities, very similar. The first one, Anne, she had Brawlers and Tough. Mary here has Battle Hardened and Tough, interesting abilities here. And then we'll see that basically they have the same extra ability, essentially. But let's jump in with the special rules first. Battle Hardened. So this unit reduces the number of dice rolled for a fatigue test by 1, but only if it's taken as a result of a fight action. But hey, they're both actually very excellent in combat. So whatever unit we attach them to, right, is going to be pretty nasty. So ideally attach them to a unit that's already pretty good at combat and make them even better. And then Tough, of course, we've seen that too, but basically Tough is going to be our way of sort of getting rid of fatigue, and we can do that for free, which is nice because that frees up other assets and in the form of like command points and stuff like that with Jack Rackham. But Tough, basically, so if we end an activation with any amount of fatigue and we didn't push or gain fatigue during the activation, we can just remove 1 for free. Always nice to have. So it kind of gives us like a turn where we can reset if we just got out of combat, things like that. And we can then let the other command points that are out there be used on other units that need them. So it's nice, of course, right? So ideally we're not getting shot and taking the fatigue. Or I should say, yeah, so any turn we didn't gain the fatigue. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. And certainly if we're not going to push, right, but again, maybe we had some fatigue from the previous turn when we got into combat or got shot at or something like that, we just don't need to do anything else on a particular turn. It's nice to just, like I said, have a nice little reset, let some of the other units work their combat and shooting and stuff, and getting to grips with the enemy, and it kind of gives us a nice reset, right? So so if we had both of the ladies here, right, one unit could be getting into combat, then taking a rest, right? The other one then gets in with another unit, and so on and so forth, and just kind of let them kind of bounce off each other in the sense of one unit's always kind of doing something on a turn, the other one's resting, and then kind of switching off there. So kind of like a 1-2 punch almost, if we can do it right. Now, the extra ability, of course, as we saw, is when this unit performs a fight action, the target unit must roll an additional dice on any resulting fatigue test. So in that, they're similar, right? So they're really going to take it to you, and if employed correctly with, again, just getting the most out of them in combat, they're actually really great little force multipliers, right? Jack is okay, certainly as a commander, but when we have both of these ladies here, they really take things to another level. And the fact that we can, again, in a big enough game, get the most out of both of them is quite phenomenal. So for all of 3 points, right, we're taking kind of a unique character, which we haven't seen too much of in that sense, as far as like, hey, they have other like upgrade characters that are unique to them. We've seen that now with a couple of the pirates, like with Blackbeard and Black Caesar and so on. But here we have kind of a trifecta with Jack and the 2 ladies, of course. Makes perfect sense given the history, right? Which, again, well worth reading up on the 3 of them and how everything turned out for them. But yeah, for as far as game though goes, or just specifically like, the nuts and bolts of playing the game, you really can't ask for more out of 3 points as an upgrade than you get with these 2 ladies here. So you're you don't need a command range, you don't need a command point, because that's not anything that they need to do. But for 3 points, you're getting 2 abilities, which would already be good enough as it is. But then that, sorry, 2 special rules, but then that extra ability. So really, you're paying, if you think about it, like a point for each of those things, and it's pretty damn good. So, and a little bit of difference between the two of them, right? Brawlers on the one hand versus battle hardened, but both very useful. And then they both have tough and then the same extra ability. So all in all, fantastic stuff, guys. Let us know if you've run Mary Reed as well, and or Anne Bonny, right? Check our previous video on her. And overall, have you done the sort of the trio here for Jack Rackham's group, whatever list you're putting them in? Let us know in the comments and how that's gone, or if you've come up against them. Was the unit or the units that they were leading overly tough to deal with, pun intended. So hit us up in the comments, like and subscribe. We'll have more Blood and Plunder soon, as we now work into some of the other factions and their new characters for Beyond, for Raise the Black here. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.